Ready?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I always wanted to say that. I just wanted to share with you guys everything that led up to our engagement and the beautiful proposal that Lewis put together for me. I posted questions on my Instagram so that you guys could ask me whatever it was that you wanted to know. And one of the questions was I surprised, and was it a conversation that we had beforehand? And we did.
Multiple conversations about
Yeah,
that.
we've known for a while that like this is my person and that we
Your
would get
person?
married. Yeah,
I'm your guy?
Yeah, you're my guy.
Cool.
My person. I've known for a while that this was my person, and we knew we were gonna get married, so it wasn't so much of a shock. I didn't know when it was coming, but I knew it would happen at some point.
So every time she would talk, we have conversations about it, I would just be on my phone taking notes
Oh.
for every little
You still
detail.
have it?
Some of them. Over the years, I just jotted down some key notes, like how she wanted it to be, what colors and stuff like that.
So when did you start planning it officially?
Officially was January,
Okay.
and I was like, all right, it's about time. I wanted to do something completely different than what we did.
Oh really? Like what?
I was planning to do it in LA. I was gonna rent like a mansion somewhere in the hills, bring everybody out, and just do it like that with the view and everything of the city.
Did people already know? Everyone was
Yeah,
gonna
I
come?
mentioned it to Stephanie. She was all about it, showing me houses every day.
Oh my god, really?
My brothers were on
Steph,
it.
girl, you're my girl. I love you.
Thank you, Steph.
Yes.
My brothers were on it. Everybody was ready to go, but then COVID happened. So
Yeah.
that set me back a lot. So I had to start from scratch again.
Babe, it was gonna be in LA?
Yeah, it was gonna be super dope. Like,
Really?
yeah.
Wow, everyone was gonna fly out for me?
They
You
were
guys
ready
lo-
to.
you
They
guys
were
love
ready
me
to.
for real.
Love you guys. So I got the ring, right? The next day after that, I sent out a group text to Alice, Christine,
My girls.
Coral, Marie, and Steph. I was like, you guys are gonna be part of my team, so let's get this going. So immediately they were all on board.
Okay, let me just say something.
Just
That
cut me
was
off.
okay, my bad.
They were all on board. Rude. All on board, all about it. So much effort went into it. So again, thank you guys.
Yeah,
Everything.
that was what I was trying to say when I cut you off. That was probably the best team that you could have put together. Thank you guys. You guys are the best friends that I could ask for to put this together for us. And you guys, you know.
Funny
like,
thing is, right? I put that team.
Oh, you can
together.
cut me off now.
My bad. The funny thing is, I put the team together, and I still did not have a new venue.
Oh man.
Luckily.
But that was the planning part, right? Like you guys were trying to figure it out together?
Nah, because they already thought I had a venue.
Oh. Okay.
Then I hit up Serge, because he was in on the LA move.
Serge is his cousin.
So
Yeah.
I hit up Serge. He was already in on the LA move, but he knew everybody knew COVID happened. So
Yeah.
he was like, "So you want to do it at my house?" Blessing in disguise. I was like, "Yes." I don't have to pay for
was really
anything.
nice.
No venue. I have to pay for a venue or nothing like that. He was all about it. He loves Ann, so he was like, "Let's do it." So thank you, Serge, for that. That was big.
That was
Thank you
very
so
nice.
much.
And apparently, from what their group chat said, it was a very stressful couple
weeks
for them trying to figure out the venue.
Well, no,
So,
Serge was great. He wasn't stressing us out about anything.
the biggest dilemma they were trying to figure out was how were they going to get me to Serge's house without being suspicious, right? So what was your original plan?
My original plan was still, we're going to a housewarming, and
Right. Okay, well, for those of you who don't know, I was told that we were going to Serge's housewarming. Serge had just got his house maybe a year ago or something like that. We were upstairs and he said it super casually. He was like, "Yeah, babe, so July 31st, Serge is finally having his housewarming." And I was like, "Oh, finally? Like a year later, right now, during COVID?" I had all these questions, you know? I was very like, I wasn't being easy with it.
at all.
And he kept saying, "Make sure you dress up really nice." I was like, okay, whatever. But then people kept bringing it up, right? Over and over and over again. And I was just gonna be like, I mean, I know he loves Serge, but what is the big deal? People kept talking about, oh, like, I'm gonna wear this and like I'm gonna dress up really nice and blah blah. Of course, I didn't know that it had anything to do with me. I genuinely thought that it was like just a housewarming. So when I kept questioning the whole dressing up nice thing, Lewis said Serge knows that no one has been anywhere for a long time, so that's why. And I was like, okay, but like, how many people are gonna be there? Like, I literally had so many questions. Yes, I do. One time when they came over, Steph had a plan to specifically bring it up so I could hear, and I ignored it because I was like, okay, like this housewarming again, like I'm so sick of hearing about it. And it's so funny because the biggest issue apparently was I wasn't inviting Alice to it. And I guess that was a big thing because
that was the ride.
She was supposed to be my
driver.
Okay, so like, what was your original plan to get me there?
I'll just tell you that I'm working late, so you could ride with somebody else and I'll meet you there. But I was already going to be there setting up stuff anyway, so I had to get you to ride with somebody else other than me.
Okay, so that was always the plan for me to ride with Alice, like,
correct.
From the jump. So Alice doesn't know Serge, okay? Lewis would just be like, oh, are you going to invite Alice? And I was just like, no, like, she doesn't know him. I know the type of stuff that she wants to go to. It doesn't make sense to invite more friends that he doesn't personally know to his housewarming because it's COVID. So he kept saying to me, yeah, like, invite Alice. He said to bring friends. I love Alice. I'm so happy that you did not take offense to this in any way whatsoever. She even said herself, she knows the type of stuff that she wants to go to. And how was she finally invited again? The week before. We went to play golf. Yeah, we went to play golf.
And Stephanie did that somehow. I don't know.
Oh, no, okay. They had planned to intentionally bring up this housewarming again in front of me, right? But they like cornered me to make sure that there was no way that I could avoid it this time. I was sitting where I am. This was Stephanie and Alice was on my other side, right? So I'm sitting here talking to Stephanie. Well, I wasn't. She was talking because I was just listening. I was over hearing about this housewarming at this point. So Stephanie was like talking about what she was wearing, and then she was like, are you inviting Alice? And then I was just like, okay, I was like, I guess. And like, how you gonna ask me when she's sitting right there? So like,
that was the plan.
Yeah, like, I can't say no now because she's listening. I can't be like, nah, I'm not inviting her. You know what I mean? When she said it, I was just like, Alice, you wanna come? And she was like, yeah. And then I was like, so surprised because I know Alice. She just normally doesn't want to come to stuff like that. You know what I mean? So then I was like, okay, whatever. I mean, I didn't think anything much of it. But then, like, right after that in the chat, they were like, yes, success. Like, mission accomplished. Ooh. Like, she's finally invited. But in hindsight, I think that it didn't have to be all that because, you know,
I could have just told Joel to invite.
Yeah, because,
now that I think about it.
Yeah, because she's so deep in our friend group now. It's not odd for her to be like, oh, so and so invited me. So like, you guys could have just did that.
Okay. We overthought that, yeah.
You overthought it?
Oh, a little bit.
Yeah, you did.
Whatever, it still worked out.
Yeah. But apparently I was getting called all types of difficult in the chat because of that. So I guess when she was finally invited, now the next thing was how to get me there. So Serge lives a good hour from us. When I had invited Alice, I was like, well, she doesn't know anybody. I'm not gonna make this girl drive there by herself. So I was like, oh, just come over to our house and then we could just go there together. So I guess me saying that made the plans awkward.
So I hit her up at like, what, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock?
Yeah,
I was like, look, I'm gonna be at work late. Can you ride with somebody? I didn't say Alice. Can you ride with somebody? Did. I said Alice?
You said Alice specifically.
Okay, cool.
You were like,
can you ride with Alice?
No, you said, can you ask Alice to drive? That's what he said, right?
Cool.
And I was like, no, that's so rude.
This is while me and Coral were setting up the tent at the house for the party.
Well, I thought you were at
work. And I'm like,
so.
Exactly. I'm like, this girl cannot be fighting me right now. So the whole week, we went and got every little thing that we needed. Oh shit, the weather. That was stressing me by itself. So I'm like, what the hell? So what am I gonna do? So the week of, it kept on saying rain. So I'm like, shit. There was no way I was gonna be able to cancel anything because my family had bought tickets to come up here. Somehow, some way, this was gonna happen, regardless. So the night before, So mind you, we've been working for 3 weeks on this. Everything is set to go. That Thursday, the night before, I'm getting ready to go to sleep. I get a text from Serge regarding his community and how they're going to start cracking down on large events. So I'm like, oh my God. So this is 10:30 at night. I already invited like maybe 60, 65 people, whatever, to the party.
That's so many people.
So Serge hits me up like, yo, we can still do it, but we're going to have to cut the list down at least half.
Let me
my God.
cut you off really quick. So if you guys don't already know us, we just have a very large, tight-knit group of friends. We are all just like super close, and it's so hard to narrow the list down because
the hardest thing, man, it's like
his family is already like 15, 20 people, like
20 people.
family, and those are like his close family members. And then like our friends,
it's another 30.
like there's literally no way to narrow down that list.
Right.
Even with the cuts that he had already made, it was a bunch of people that I was like, dang, I wish they could have been there.
And I'm sorry to you guys, man.
Yeah.
It wasn't my house, so I had to work around it. So 10:30, Serge sent me the text messages. Then he's like, I can't talk until the next morning. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like stressing.
He said that to you?
Yeah, he was like, hit me up at like 9 o'clock in the morning when I'm
man.
free. I'm like, oh my God. So that night I didn't go to sleep till like 4 o'clock.
You know what? I actually noticed that. I was like, what?
Did you? Oh, hold on. No. That night I got the text.
Oh.
Then my brothers were coming in. My brothers and my mom were coming in that night. And Coral works for Marriott, so we had to be at the hotel to check them in so we could use their discount or whatever. So I had to find a way to get out the house without this one asking me questions.
I mean, I'm like, where are you going at 12 o'clock at night?
She didn't ask me. Luckily, I was watching the game with Coral downstairs, and she had gone to the room, whatever. I just ran upstairs, act like it was an emergency. I was like, yo, listen, my friend just got a flat tire. Joe just got a flat tire. I got to go help him. I'll be right back. She was like, okay, be safe. I'm like, yes, man. Cool.
This, in my opinion, was the most relaxed and chill I've ever been for the past, like, the 2 weeks leading up to it because I was so swamped. I feel like I didn't give you a hard time at all.
You did it. Perfect.
So it worked out perfectly.
Then the next day, I went to work. Sure enough, 9 o'clock, I'm calling Serge like, yo, you need to answer the phone. He's not answering. Finally, he calls me back at like 10 o'clock.
Were you stressed the day of?
He was like, yo, we could still do it. Did you crack down on the list? I'm like, yes. Mind you, I had not done anything. So I just needed to hear him say yes. So whatever. So we hung up. I was able to narrow the list down to about 42 people, 43 people. And I didn't tell Serge that, but whatever. He's cool.
His limit was like, what, 30?
He was like, he said 20 at first. I was like, there's no
20.
way.
20 is his family alone.
I didn't say anything. I was like, listen, I'll try my best, whatever. So
20. That's crazy.
Got in the car, headed to Serge's house around 2 o'clock. Okay. Shout out to Stephanie's mom.
Oh yeah, mommy, I love you.
Mommy, thank you so
Seriously.
much. Big help.
It's so funny because that whole week since I was busy, I was not like wondering where he was at all. So I know that he like gets off at 5, but then it'll be like 7:30 and he still was not home. And like I actually was not noticing that because I was so busy. Every single day that week you came home like at 7:30, 8ish. Like a little bit later. Were you really working late?
I got up at 5 every day. Oh. I had to link up like
See, I believed you too.
I know.
Like I believed that he really was working late too.
No, I linked up with Steph and them, got the little stuff done.
Yeah, like picking up all the little last minute stuff. Like blowing up the balloons. So they actually did that balloon wall themselves too, which is it was beautiful. But you know what? I was just
overall an awesome night.
With love.
But yeah, I hope you liked it.
I loved it.
Now on to the wedding.
No, babe, I didn't tell my side yet.
Oh, my bad.
Like I said, the past 2 weeks were like so stressful for me. By the time I go to sleep, I would be so tired, and that's why I wasn't paying attention to where he was or anything like that. And then Thursday, Coral came. I stopped working around 10 o'clock at night or something.
11:30.
Well, no, because before that, Coral was so tired. Like, that man was sleepy. And I remember when I was eating my food, he was like falling asleep. So I was looking at him and I was like, Coral, you're really tired. Do you want to just go downstairs and go to sleep? I don't think you should be driving. So then he was like, no, I'm good. But I was like, no, you're not. He was literally sleeping on the chair. Yeah, he came up and he was like, Joe got a flat tire. I got to go help him. I was like, okay, be safe. I didn't think anything of it. And I knew that the next day was go time for me. And I kid you not, the whole day I was working on orders. What time was I supposed to be at Surge's?
8.
Look, I didn't finish until 6:30, and I went to the post office, and by the time I was back home, it was 7 o'clock. What time was it? It was around 3 o'clock, right? And he had texted me. He was like, I'm so busy at work. Can you just ask Alice to drive you to Surge's? And I was like, drive me? I literally made such a big deal out of it. In his group chat, they were like so upset with me for this.
Yeah, because it was go time. We had to...
Alice and I, every single time we go somewhere, she always drives. Every single time. Because I actually hate driving. I think it was probably like the last 10 times that we've gone somewhere, she was the person driving. You're just like, okay, like it's obviously my turn to drive. Like you can't keep making your friend drive. You gotta, you gotta switch off. I knew it was my turn to drive, but I hate driving so much that I still didn't want to. So when he was telling me that he couldn't make it home to pick me up, I was just like, well, can you just ask Coral? Like, can you ask Joel? I really didn't want to drive. I was like trying to find all these alternatives. And ultimately, Coral and Joel both said that they couldn't pick me up, right? And that honestly was like my first red flag. Joel lives really close to us, so there's really no reason why he couldn't pick me up. And then Coral is just, I love Coral. He's our always down friend too. He's the dependable friend that that whenever you ask something, he will be there for you. When Coral said no, that's when I was like, this is weird. I was like, this is very strange. So after that, I was just like, okay, whatever, I'll drive. So I texted him back and then I said that. And then I think around maybe 5, he had texted me saying, I miss you. And it was so funny because like normally I love stuff like that, but I was just so busy that I was just like, bro, I don't even have time to respond to you right now.
So you read it?
I read it, okay. But I just did not have time.
Yeah, she does me.
So yeah, so then I think I was updating Alice the whole time because, this is how she was able to get me to be dressed up. Because normally if I am not shooting, I'm not dressing up. Like, I'm sorry, I am literally not wearing makeup, I'm not doing my hair, I'm not dressing up. So the only way that she was able to get me to dress up was she fake planned for us to shoot. I kept telling her all day, I'm still working, I can't. It kept getting pushed back. Right before that, I was like, sorry girl, we just don't have time to shoot, so let's just, go to Serge's house and then maybe we'll try to shoot there. She was supposed to do my hair or something like that. She wanted to crimp my hair, right? And it was like 7 and I was like, I don't got time for this. I had asked him, I was like, oh my god, what time am I supposed to be there by? He was like, be there by 8. So that it was 7 and I was still at home. So I did myself and then she got here. And it's so funny because I was wearing, so since she had told me that today was supposed to be like content day, but that didn't happen. So I was wearing like a Fashion Nova little zebra blazer situation, right? I was borrowing one of Alice's outfits. The one that you guys saw me wear actually was Alice's. And I had asked her like a few weeks ago to borrow that, right? So she brought that over, and when she saw me in the little zebra outfit, she was like, oh, like I thought you were gonna wear my outfit. And then I was like, oh, like I have to shoot this. What's wrong with this? And she was like, oh, because I thought it was supposed to be dress up. And I was like, well, this is dress up because it's a blazer dress, like that is dress up. And she's like, no, but like I don't really think that's the vibe. And then I was just like, that's weird, but okay, because like we shoot all the time that she never cares what I wear. So I was just kind of like, why does she care this time? You know what I mean? So like that was like my second little flag thing. The first one was Coral saying no, and then that was my second little flag. So then I went upstairs and then I put that outfit on instead, and my hair was already done, right? But she was standing in the bathroom next to me and she was like, can I lay your baby hair? I was dying because I don't really have baby hair. I just have like a little teeny bit right here. So then she was like, can I fix it for you? I just want to make sure it's perfect. And then that was my third thing that made me be like, okay, like this is funny. So I was like, why is she so particular about how I look today? So I was like, ooh, like something must be going on. And then when we got in the car, she didn't call me ashy. She didn't say that, but she was like, oh, I'm gonna put some lotion on my chest so I can look shiny, and I think you should put some on too. And so I was just like so I was like, okay. So we were 5 minutes away and I got a text from him and he was like, park in the driveway. Oh, okay.
By that time my nerves were just through the roof.
I thought that was strange because I'm like, why are we coming to somebody else's house where we can park in the driveway? We're already late. So I would assume that there would be a lot of other people already there. So how would there be space for us in the driveway? You know what I mean? And then when we got there, it was quiet. Too quiet. There was 0 cars in front of the house. So to me, I was just like, are we early? I thought we were already late. Why is there nobody here? So
there were no cars when you come up?
It was no cars.
Perfect. The biggest thing we're trying to do is trying to keep cars away from the house because of that email we got the day before. Did you not see the photo booth when you were driving in?
I saw nothing.
You did? Oh, thank God. Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't think anything of it, but I was just like, it's so quiet. This is strange. You guys were getting irritated because I was taking so long to get out the car or something like that?
No, we just kept on getting false alarms. They were looking out the window like, she's coming now, she's coming now.
Well, because I was taking so long to get out the car, right? Well, it was because, you know, the whole Alice getting me to put the lotion on thing. She was like, oh, you should walk in with your shoes already on. And I was like, well, we're going inside a house. Why am I? The Asian in me is like, I don't wear shoes in the house. So she was like, yeah, you should make sure you wear heels. Put it on before you go in the house. And I was just like, what?
You were going to walk in there with no shoes on or flats?
Flats. Like I always do.
Nah, man.
Babe, it's someone's house. Like, you don't just go in someone's house with shoes on.
Going to a party, bro.
It's still like someone's house. You don't just walk in with heels.
Thank you, Alice.
Yeah, I'm used to just taking my shoes off immediately when I get in the house, so I didn't think of that, you know? And I walked in, I just saw him standing there with the Marry Me sign and
this.
No, you weren't. With the balloons and stuff like that, and I was genuinely surprised, guys.
You're like, oh my God.
A little bit, just a teeny bit. But yeah, so like that was one image that I never want to forget. And
so I did good?
You did great, babe. It was beautiful. Thank you. Okay, so let me say this, guys. Me and Lewis are both awkward people. Well,
I'm not awkward.
Yeah, a little bit.
No, I'm not.
You're not awkward?
No.
Okay, you're not awkward, I am, but we're both not talkative people.
That I'm not.
Yeah, like we're both not very talkative.
So me doing this is big step.
Yeah, and we've always joked about it before, how we're not going to do a speech.
Oh yeah, I had to keep that real short.
Yeah, we're just not good at talking. So we always joked about it, like how when he proposes, it's just going to be like, marry me. Like that's it. Like no extra
I said
words.
Or something though.
You did good. He said like we've been together for 7 years, and honestly after that I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember what you said after 7 years.
Ring, huh?
No, I just you know, like everything was happening so fast that I was just in shock and I wasn't processing.
Yeah.
You know, so I wasn't able to focus on everything that you were saying. I was just like, oh my God, this is really happening, and you know, having that many people look at me at once makes me feel really awkward, and he knows that about me, thank goodness.
Okay.
So he knows that if he had did some big production and like made me stand there for 15 minutes, I would have been like,
no, that's not me at all.
Yeah, I can't. So he kept it short, you know, to keep us both in our comfort levels. Thank you for that, babe. I was like shaking.
I know you were shaking. I felt it in your whole thing.
Yeah, I was shaking. No, I was literally doing this. I was shaking.
Oh. Yeah.
It was very nice. So I actually didn't even get around to the questions that you guys asked. Do you think we have time for that quickly?
Like 3 or 4 of them.
Okay, let me just do like a few of the most common ones, I guess. A question that people asked a lot was, did you ever have any kind of clue or gut feeling? Well, I guess I already answered that, you know, when I said that we had already spoke about it throughout the years. Did he always know he would ask your uncle to design your ring?
That I did not.
That I did.
I was going to go to Eliante.
What's that? What's that? What's that?
He's a famous jeweler.
Oh.
Or Ben Baller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, somebody like
All
that.
right. So my uncle has been a jeweler my whole life. So ever since I was a little girl, I knew my uncle was going to make my ring. Because he kept saying stuff like, I'm going to go to blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no.
Murphy's. I was going to go to Murphy's.
He wouldn't have been offended, but every single person in my family, he's made their ring. So it would have been strange for me to be the only person that didn't get my ring made from him. You know what I mean?
Shout out to him, though. That was a good plug.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to do a whole series on my ring, guys. And not just my ring, but just everything that I learned in general about the ring process. So stay tuned for that. Will you have a wedding band, and will your uncle design Lewis's ring too? Yeah, I'll have a band.
He should design it too. Actually,
no, because
we'll design it, he'll make it.
No, because
No?
I want just like a simple band. So that
I
we
want a
could just get
Rolex.
anywhere. babe. Yeah, so I just want a simple band that is like basic and, you know, that we could just get anywhere. So I don't think that he'll design that. Did you tell him which ring you wanted?
Well, she had the design.
Yeah.
She had the
I was sending him inspo pics and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Way before this happened, I was talking to my uncle about it and asking him for his opinion and stuff like that. And he kept urging me towards the more out there style. He was like, yeah, like with your lifestyle, the stuff that you do, like you should get something that's a little bit more out there. When did you know he was the one? When did he know you were the one?
When did you know I was the one?
I guess
When you met me, bro.
Okay.
When she met me, she knew I was the one.
I guess it was over the years. I kind of was just like, I can't live without this person. You know?
Likewise.
Yeah. Someone said, does he have a few cousins for the rest of us?
Oh, I got brothers, cousins.
He got all that, guys.
Friends.
Yes, he got like 30 friends for y'all. Well, I think we covered pretty much everything, most of it.
Yeah.
So I hope this answers all the questions you guys had. Bye, guys.
Thank you for all the love. Thank you. Awesome. Cut.